Okay, if you guys could just see me at the beginning of these streams, I'm just grooving to that rights free music as much as I can. Hey everyone, and welcome to this stream. We are doing a discussion and reaction to season one of Gendy Tartakovsky's Primal. This is a show that a month or two ago, I had no idea that it even existed, and because of one of my users, the Mesozoic Mind, who brought it to my attention, um, I basically put it up for a vote recently, and I included it with several other shows of what should I watch in the near future. And Primal won overwhelmingly. I think we had 75 votes. Primal ran away with at least 60% of the total vote, no problem. Andor was also in there, and everything else was kind of left in the dust. So I watched the first 10 episodes of the show, which is season one, and was basically blown away by it. I couldn't believe that I had never seen this show, had never even heard of this show. And Gendy Tartakovsky is a name that I am familiar with, although I struggle to put some of his works together. I think he's been involved with like Samurai Jack and a couple of other things that I was like, oh wow, yes, I do recognize that name for one reason or another. So it was just kind of one of those experiences where I I kind of knew what was coming on paper, but I simply was not ready for it and was promptly just, again, blown away by the entire first season. And I hear a needy cat meowing at my door, even though I just tried to let her in a few minutes ago. So, if you will give me one moment, I need to go and let my producer, Miss Trouble, back into the room. So, hold on for one moment. There she is. Okay, my apologies. Cats, right? Anyways, um, so this is going to be a discussion of season one, with hopefully no spoilers for season two. So for anyone who is interested in this show, please feel free to join in on the chat. Let us know what you think about the first 10 episodes of Primal. But in the meantime, I want to go ahead and introduce the gentleman who suggested this show to me in the first place. Mesozoic Mind just kind of said, you really need to watch this. I think he might have suggested it to me after I had just watched Godzilla Minus One. And so I was extremely impressed with that show. And then Primal came up as a suggestion for afterwards, and it blew it away. So, Mesozoic Mind, I've got him here on the line. How are you today? And what are you up to?
Hello, everybody. I am the Mesozoic Mind, and I am here to join Spidey Librarian about season one of Jenny Tarkovsky's Primal. I am very excited to join, and I'm just ready to discuss what I loved about the show, honestly.
Well, I mean, that's probably a good place to open this up. I mean, what was it about? Well, I guess probably the first thing I should ask is, how did you discover Primal? And then, yeah, like when you watched it, what jumped out at you? What really kind of grabbed you by the throat and just pulled you in?
So basically, this was a long time ago, back in 2019. It was like early 2019, I think, summer. I was laying in me and my dad were living somewhere, and we were basically living, and I was in my room at night watching TV, and Adult Swim just came on. I was like, all right, Adult Swim. And I guess, I don't know, let's just see what there's on. And then the ads came on, and what I saw just blew me away. It was the first teaser of Primal. And when I saw that, I was just shocked. There was dinosaurs, there was cavemen, there was paleo media, there was blood, there was gore, there was dinosaurs fighting each other. It was just it sucked me in quickly. And I was like at a young age. Like I think I was around hang on. Uh, I don't know, like maybe like early, like late kids ish years, like early teens maybe. I
Okay,
was like
so
at a
so like 11, 12, maybe.
yeah, I was like at
Okay.
a young age, and I was just like, oh my god, this looks awesome, and it's like I have to watch this,
So
and like
you just happened to see this at just the right time. Like this was before it premiered, right?
yeah, it was a teaser. I had no idea the show was happening until I saw it. And I was just like my mouth was on the floor. I was like, "No. No. This can't be real. This is too awesome to exist." But it does, and I'm happy.
Well, that's excellent. And so when you finally got around to watching it, so how did it work? Because I wasn't really, I mean, I obviously was not able to catch this as it was being broadcast. Was it like, did you get an episode a week? I seem to remember you telling me that there's a really long gap between a couple of episodes. What was that like?
Oh yeah. So basically how it worked was that basically it was going to be it was like a weekly show. Basically every time on Adult Swim a new episode would air. You know, one, two, three,
Okay,
you get the gist.
right.
But basically, what happened was it ended with the what was it? The I think the fifth episode. I think so. Which one was the one with the great apes?
I
Uh,
think that was the fifth episode.
yeah. So basically, the fifth episode happened, and then we had to wait an entire year, a whole goddamn year for the next episode to happen. Everyone was upset. I was upset. I was like, "Oh, you can't do this to me. You can't. You can't do this to me. You just can't. You end with that." Yeah.
I'm gonna take a second to plug a series of novels that I really like. Have you heard of the Dresden Files?
No.
Okay, so the Dresden Files, and I'll be quick about this, but the Dresden Files is it's urban fantasy. It is about a wizard who lives in Chicago and advertises himself as a wizard in the phone book. And he's a private investigator, and he gets swept up into a lot of supernatural stuff because of course he's a wizard. And the way that you just reacted to being having to wait a whole year um to see the next episode of Primal, you probably understand how the people who read, I think it was book 12 called Changes, in which at the end of that book Dresden dies. And they basically said, okay, next novel comes out in a year, and people about lost their minds. That's about what you reminded me of right
Yeah,
there.
that was pretty much everyone's reaction when that episode happened. And everyone else got really worried too when the next episode wasn't even, you know, Sense of Prey. It was the Plague of Madness. I mean, yeah, Fang is alive, but like what happened? How is
What?
she
Yeah.
okay? Like what everyone was like worried that it was actually a different universe. Like there was theories about it. Like, man, maybe this isn't all connected. But then since the Prey happened, it's like, ah, okay.
Okay, so they aired them out of order too then. Um
Yeah, well, mostly only those 2 episodes. Everything
just
else is
those
in
two.
order.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like again, because I'm gonna ask you questions, and then after you answer them, I'm gonna give you my perspective. I pretty much gave the perspective that I didn't discover this show until you told me about it, and then when I put it up for a vote on my YouTube community page, I was just I'm a small YouTuber. I've got like maybe 1,000 subscribers. Um, who knows how
That's
many
more than me.
who knows how
I
many
have
of
like
them are real.
700.
Um, yeah, I've been there. I know what you're talking about. Um, but like, you know, I basically, I if I get say 50 answers to like a poll that I put up, I'm pretty happy. I got like 75, and then just the way in which this show just kind of ran away with the vote. I was flabbergasted. I was like, wow, like the people that YouTube is directing to my channel really like this show and really probably think that I'm going to like this show. So I was just kind of blown away just from that alone, and I was like, okay, well, I guess we're watching this show. But man, like that those first that first episode, God. So you're watching this 1 week at a time. You get to episode 1 and you've already been blown away by the teaser trailers and probably anything else, any little tidbits you can find leading up to it at that point. So we both now know what happens in that first episode. What was its effect on you as you were watching it?
Uh, Pure joy. And that was mainly because, honestly, at that time, paleo media wasn't that popular. Now, yes, there was only one major franchise that was happening, and I'm sure you can guess it. It was Jurassic World. Basically, 4 years ago, in 2019, Jurassic World 2015 came out. It took the world by storm, and then over a year later, like a year ago, in 2018, the sequel came out, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. But besides that, there really wasn't a lot of paleo media out there. But Primal was something new. It was taking dinosaurs and prehistoric creatures in general into a new world. And they were a TV show. It wasn't a book, it wasn't a toy set, it was a show, and it's something that I don't see a lot. But I feel like Primal and Jurassic Park really helped increase the popularity, the the famousness of paleo media. Because lately, I just feel like it's been increasing a lot with a lot of kaiju movies, dinosaur movies. There's a new dinosaur movie coming out. I feel like Primal really helped increase that with a much more mature dinosaur story that isn't like just saying, "Oh, dinosaurs are just for kids," which is not true. It showed that dinosaurs are for everyone. It can be for kids, teens, adults, and it really showed just how deadly this world is and how gruesome the show can get.
That was definitely one of the first things that I noticed. And of course I went in intellectually expecting that, you know. I didn't
Yeah.
think like I was really surprised at the final episode of the season. I was because I was just like, oh, okay, well, this is like the fictitious age of cavemen. And we come to find out at the end of during the 10th episode, that's not necessarily true. There are other types of humans, I guess, who are a little bit further along the evolutionary scale than Spear is. And I was just that kind of blew me away too. And so seeing kind of all of this blended together, you know, I mean, we don't know that until the till the final episode of the season, but just seeing that this violent world that is just, you know, I mean, we see that violence up close and personal in the very first episode because Spear and Fang basically bond over a shared tragedy, which you know, I kind of knew that going in. I didn't realize that they were going to show it as graphically as they did. And damn.
Yeah, yeah, they massacred them.
I mean, like, yeah, you see those kids getting eaten, which, you know, I
Oh
mean,
yeah, no, they were
it's quick,
just
but you know what
devoured.
happens. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's quick, but it doesn't make it horrific. Eh.
Yeah, no, no. No, and really I like, you know, I'm somewhat familiar with Gendy Tartakovsky's work. I had seen the occasional episode of like Samurai Jack and a couple of other things that I can't recall that he's done at the moment. Was he involved
Um,
in Dexter's Laboratory or
Yes. Basically, I don't know too much about him either. I haven't watched much of Samurai Jack or even Dexter's Laboratory. The closest thing I've watched besides Primal was probably the Hotel Transylvania movies, because apparently I think he worked a little bit with those films, but that's all I know.
okay. Yeah, I know his name. Like I've seen it before. I don't know if it was like I don't know if it was like when I was watching like Ren and Stimpy as a teenager or something like that.
Right.
But
Yeah, and
it I don't know if he actually was involved with that, so I don't want to talk it up too much. But I will say that like um when I when I beheld the animation and everything, it really worked for me. Like on the surface, the animation is I'm not gonna say simple, but it's also not terribly complex. but for the setting that it's in, it's very kind of big, bulky, and blunt, and it really works. You know, it really just it does the visual equivalent of you know, just kind of socking the viewer in the jaw with everything that's going on, or grabbing them by the shirt and pulling them into the narrative. And I don't know, like the type of narrative that we got along with the animation really just made for a compelling blend, and that was one of the reasons I was able to get into the show as quickly as I did. Usually it takes me a little time, like a couple of episodes. I was in the show within about 5 minutes, maybe 5 seconds, just because you know the animation uh played a big part in that. Did you find a similar experience?
Yeah, what I like about the animation is that it kind of has this rough texture to it. Like it, I don't want to say it looks sharp, but I feel like if you like rub your hand on it, you like feel kind of, I don't know. There's like kind of like an edge to it. I can't explain it, but it's just like this kind of rough feel to it that
Yeah.
really helps it like blend into this dangerous world of dinosaurs and creatures.
No, I agree. I agree completely. Um, so let me ask you this. What is your favorite episode of the first season and why?
Oh, the night. Oh, the night theater. It's the night theater. It's such a great episode. It is just phenomenal. Like when I say that the night theater took the world by storm, or at least the internet, it took the paleo media world by storm. There was fan arts, there was videos, there were memes. Everyone fell in love with this creature. It's the reason why I love it, because this creature is just such a threat to society. This thing is stalking animals and just killing them. It reminds me of one of the I won't say which one because it'll be spoilers, but it reminds me of one of the big bad dinosaurs from the Jurassic World franchise.
Okay.
If you ever get the chance to one of those movies, I think you'll know which one.
I mean, I don't know if you were around for it, but I watched Jurassic Park for the first time earlier this year.
I was, remember?
Okay, okay, good, good. And I mean, I ended up buying the 3 pack for my Voodoo account, so I'll probably revisit that series again, and then we'll probably go to Jurassic World after that. But yeah, I'm these movies were big when I was a teenager, but I hadn't seen them until this year. So
That's
but
disgusting. You
I know,
disgust me.
I
You
know, I know.
disgust me.
I have
I'm
that
joking.
effect on people. It's just kind of my life. No, but basically, I'm really curious because you're talking about the term paleo media, which is new to me. It makes perfect sense in context and everything. But would you mind telling me a little bit more about yourself, just in terms of like, did you did you grow up just like with an acute interest in dinosaurs? I know that whenever I was watching the episodes of Primal, you were right there in the chat, just telling me just okay, this is the you know this is the scientific name for this non-fictitious creature, and so on and so forth. So you very clearly have a wide-ranging knowledge of I of Paleolithic things. So would you mind
Yeah.
telling me a little bit about yourself in that sense?
So basically, I grew up loving dinosaurs and prehistoric creatures.
Okay.
I just loved them to death, and I still do. I grew up watching Jurassic Park. I grew up watching a lot of dinosaur animated shows. There was the show about kids transforming into dinosaurs or something like that. There was I just loved them to death. And I was born in the time when Jurassic Park and even paleo media in general weren't doing that good. I mean,
Right.
it was kind of a dead time. Jurassic Park 3 came out in 2001, and
Hmm.
there hasn't been a movie since then. And in
Right.
2015, Jurassic World came out. I was pretty excited for that because it was going to be my first Jurassic Park movie on the big screen. So yeah,
Of course.
I
Yeah.
just grew up. I can definitely say probably one of the major reasons why I love dinosaurs is probably because of Jurassic Park. but I'm also scared the another reason might be because of Barney.
I mean,
I
you
pray to
wouldn't
God it's
be
not, because
you wouldn't
I
be the
pray to God
only one, okay? I'm just saying.
if it's Barney,
I am going to travel back in time, and I'm just going to just destroy my younger self.
Hey, you know,
Yeah,
when
'cause
we're
even then, because even then, when I was growing up, like I didn't like it that much. I was like, this sucks. Like I just didn't like it. And I remember one time when I like Barney the Dinosaur was like on TV. I was like, nah, I don't like this. And then when I was like a little kid, I was like, nah, I don't like this. And then Snakes on Planes was playing. It's like, oh, this is cool. And I just sat down and I watched that instead.
all right. That's pretty funny actually. So
Yeah.
you just grew up with a just a high interest in dinosaurs in general. Um, did you I don't know, did you ever write any papers on them in school or anything?
yeah, a little bit. Like some mostly school assignments, but I wrote like
If it's like the topic appropriate, like yeah, I'll write that. Why not? I might do something else. I might write some video games I like or something else. But yeah, essentially, basically, paleo media is basically my entire favorite, basically my favorite media thing of all time. It's
Okay.
I grew up with it. I grew up loving these creatures, and I was just so excited to see new paleo media with Primal.
Okay.
You know, it was just so cool looking.
So let's go back to the Night Feeder then, because I was watching that, and season one of this show is just like it is very tense kind of throughout. Like
oh yeah,
you've got Fang and Spear, you know, dealing with a cursed coven, a bunch of ape men, a bunch of like human bat creature things and a big
man bad.
spider and just all of these different things that are testing their survival skills. But then we get to the Night Feeder, and the thing is that you know the Night Feeder, um, I can kind of understand like why it was so popular, but I guess the extent to which you're telling me that it's popular is a little surprising to me because I I mean, I was like, okay, all right, we don't see it. We don't see it. It moves real fast. It's vicious. It's killing people. This is an agent of chaos. It must be destroyed for the greater good. Like I get all of that. And then we only get like this one shot of the dinosaur. And I don't know why, but for me watching it up until that moment when I see it, I was actually I was actually like slightly disappointed because I was like, so
Yeah,
it's just another dinosaur. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is he able to do all of that? You know,
yeah, but
so
I kind of like that though. I think it
uh-huh.
actually kind of fits. Like I know there's like other strange creatures, but I think it works within the story it's working, you know?
Okay.
And
No, I
it's not like we don't know the full extent of what this creature fully looks like. So there might still be something that we don't know.
I mean, fair enough. They had to burn that thing really fast. So
So like I said, oh, I'll let you go first.
oh no, no, go ahead. I'm curious.
So like I said, like I said in the stream, there is a theory that the green compsognathus in the middle half of the episode is that creature where it drinks some of the black goo from the ape episode and it turns into that. But
Oh
the poet,
yeah, okay.
but I was hesitant to bring that up because as far as I'm concerned, the person who made that theory is a very bad person.
I mean, bad people can have good
yeah, but like
thoughts, you
It's
know.
very bad. Like really, really bad, man. Like this
Uh,
person is an awful human being.
Oh, well,
Huh?
I mean, I'll take your word for it, but I mean, kind of circle back on that point, though, you know, I mean, you ever watch The Cosby Show?
Oh, I haven't watched it, but I know the story.
Okay, okay. So here's the thing. Cosby Show, I watched that growing up. That was like one of the shows that was on the TV the entire time. It was a family show. And here's the thing. I completely condemn Bill Cosby for all of the things that he did. But damn it, some of those episodes of the Cosby Show made some really good points about growing up or learning to live with setbacks and obstacles and everything. So I'm just saying, like, bad people,
Yeah.
even a, what is it, a busted clock is right twice a day kind of thing. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, again, a bad person can still have a good theory, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but
I can also understand you not wanting to talk about that person. So you know,
yeah. So basically actually the thing is in the behind the scenes of the Night Theater, it was actually going to be something else. It was going to be this weird black gooey slime monster thing,
okay,
and I'm kind of glad they cut that out because and replaced it with this possibly hybridized Comstock Nathus because I think it works better. I
okay,
think the reason why it moves faster, it kills things faster, works better as a dinosaur, as a very strong dinosaur. Now, yes, essentially you could say that they could have thought of something better, but I think the way this thing kills and acts and sounds works as a dinosaur, but still as a mysterious creature dinosaur, like something that we still don't know and probably will never will.
a chaotic force of nature kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
It's
like that.
speaking of yeah, and speaking of fictional monsters, one of the things I love about this show so much, besides using accurate dinosaurs, is using accurate dinosaurs and fictional creatures. Like you got some of like real life creatures. You have the Leoplorodon, you have the Argentinosaurus, you have Triceratops, you have T Rex. But then you got some fictional ones. You got these horned tyrannosaurs, you got these giant snakes, which I'm still assuming they're meant to be Titanoboa, but I digress. You got these you got the Night Feeder, and you got these giant winged bat guys,
Yeah.
and you got the spider dude. So it's like the show uses both, and I really like that. I think that's really cool.
No, I thought that was a very clever conceit when he just was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to explain any of this. This is just a fictitious world, and men and dinosaurs can roam the world together, and so can all these other proto-human and proto-dinosaur species and everything. And I mean, uh, if you're willing to just go along with it, it's like, hey, this is some good storytelling, and I definitely appreciate that. So. Do you want to take a guess at what my favorite episode of the season was?
Um, actually, I'll just ask you that. What is your
Okay.
favorite episode?
Oh boy. It's really hard for me to say because eh, there's not a bad episode in this entire season. Every single
Oh no.
episode that I watched was just fantastic. I will say that the Coven of the Damned uh got me to cry a little bit. Um and the way that episode 10 ends the season, I was kind of left flabbergasted at. You can't really beat that first episode for just kind of setting the mood for the season. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, so really, I mean, it's very hard for me to say. If I were forced to absolutely choose one, though, honestly, it's probably going to be. I think it was the fourth one, the fourth episode that involved the them fighting against the big spider and the man bats.
Oh yeah.
like because by that episode, those two are a well-oiled machine. They are a single unit working together, and they are vicious. And they are not only vicious, but they also recognize each other's importance in maintaining their their livelihood. And that's why you see Fang trying so desperately to climb up after Spear after he was kidnapped. And
Oh,
then
that's so amazing.
she's like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna play dead. I was like, that's like evolving on the spot to try to rescue
Yeah.
your partner.
It's just she's just like ugh. Just ugh.
Yeah. And so I guess if I have to just pull one episode out, I would say that that's probably my single favorite, but every other episode has really good reason to be anyone's number one, really. The first the hell, the second episode is just freaking hilarious because they're
Oh yeah.
arguing over food, and then suddenly there's a bunch of snakes, and it's like, where
That
did all of these?
in the words of Indiana Jones, snakes. Why there have to be snakes?
Yeah, it's like where did they come from all of a sudden?
We just magically appear. Don't worry. We just exist all of a sudden. Don't worry.
Yeah, it was, I mean, it was great. I was like I could see myself being so wrapped up in an argument with someone that it's just like, yeah, screw you, man, screw you, blah, 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 blah. No, I want to get some food. No, I want, and then suddenly we look around and it's like, oh god, there's these guys that want to eat us, and there's like a
It,
hundred of them.
yeah, it's like screw this crap. I'm out.
It's like
Or
truce,
whatever the song
truce,
goes.
you know.
Yeah.
So, um,
Um.
go ahead.
Nope. I am curious though. I do have a question. Who is your favorite character so far of the show of season one?
Ooh, uh, are we talking other than Spear and Fang since they're the protagonists?
It could be anyone. It could be one of the human character, one of the main characters. It could be a side character. Even one of the species that can technically count as a character, like the Night Feeder or whatever else,
Okay, all right.
whatever it is.
Oh man, I'm gonna go with, and I'm terrible with dinosaur names, so please feel free to correct me here or just fill
Oh,
in
I
for
will.
it. Uh, the what is it, the plague of madness,
The
that dinosaur,
oh
the
oh the Argentinosaurus.
the peaceful one that got infected and then just went crazy and murdered everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, the Argentinosaurus. Yeah, I can
I
totally understand.
I freaking loved that dude. He was just a big peaceful, like, hey man, it's all good. I'm just sitting here with my other long-necked family. We're just living our best plant eater life. And that poor dude did not deserve his fate. He got infected and then just like he it was basically like is basically like a rage zombie for dinosaur virus, and he just went nuts and killed everyone.
Yeah, like outside of the Night Feeder, I know I keep bringing that up. I'm sorry, it's just such a good episode. But outside of the Night Feeder, I would probably say that is also the most famous episode, just because of what this thing is. It
Yeah.
is just such like at the same time, it's a very horrifying creature. It's killing
Yes,
things, it's just causing destruction, but at the same time, you feel so bad for this dude.
he's a
He never wanted to
victim.
hurt anyone.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah, he's just a
victim.
victim. But that Parasaurolophus comes in and affects him because he was infected.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that's how viruses spread. They encourage that kind of behavior in their hosts. So, like,
Yeah,
you know
basically.
it's it wasn't the dinosaur that bit him's fault. I mean, it was, but it wasn't. And it wasn't his fault that he went crazy, even though he did. And so like that, I don't know if I'd call that character my favorite, but he's certainly the one that sticks out the most to me from that season because damn, talk about someone who did
Yeah,
someone who did not deserve what they got.
poor dude. I feel so bad for him.
Yeah.
Like even even Spear and Fang kind of realizes at the end. Like
Yeah.
Spear gently holds one of his ashes, like, damn, poor dude.
Yeah. Well, what would you say the big overarching themes are for season one? I definitely have a couple of ideas, but I want to hear what you think, kind of based on the episodes that we saw and some of the things that happened. What do you think some of the overarching themes for episode one were for you?
I would say one of them is found family, the
Oh
other
yeah,
one is survival of the fittest, and the other one is respecting life.
yes. No, that's those are pretty much the big ones for me too, simply because I mean, there's also uh uh dealing with trauma. There's a little bit of that because that's kind of the way that these two bond. And
Yeah, but
Go on.
Well, I was gonna say like Spear was holding on to that a little bit longer than Fang because in episode 2 she's just kind of like, all right, time to survive. But she's an animal. She's not like she doesn't have the
Right.
same human thinking skills as cavemen do. So
Right.
he still is grieving a little bit.
Right. And I mean, you could in some ways make the argument that perhaps, like, at least for that world, that might mean that Spear was a little bit better adapted than, or I'm sorry, that Fang was a little bit more better adapted than Spear was, you know, just because that's such a part of what that world is, you know.
Yeah.
Certainly wouldn't apply to this world that you and I live in, but, you know,
Oh yeah.
um,
Oh yeah. No. Oh, but God, I wish we did bring back dinosaurs.
I mean, you know, we, you know,
I don't know. It depends.
Jurassic Park
It
gave the idea some legs, so you know.
I don't know, man. Once you watch Dominion, it's kind of a letdown on how they're handled. But
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
it's the worst of the franchise, unfortunately.
I mean, I'll get to it eventually, but
It's not
you know,
it's not awful, but it's bad.
okay.
But yeah, no. Basically, yeah, like it just I love how Spear is a caveman, but at the same time, he's also very intelligent and wise. One of
Right.
the things I absolutely love about Spear is the fact that he's just so kind and respectful to life. Like, yeah, he's killing, but he's killing because he has to.
Yes.
It's not because he wants to. It's just like I need to, so
This is
me
the
and my
life.
friend can do
Yeah,
this.
this is the life that he has been born into. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think episode 3 really shows that the best because he kills the mammoth, but he's showing respect by gently patting it. And the deer, I forgot the deer's name. Oh my god, what kind of paleo fan am I?
The deer?
Remember in the flashback episode? Remember in episode 3 where Spear has a flashback?
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I kind of remember it, but yes, okay, I
yeah,
remember what you're saying. No,
yeah,
that episode is just like I think I ended up watching the first 3 episodes, the first Friday that I did the watch along streams for that. And
yeah. You did.
yeah,
I had to
and
make
that
sure
was
that you I had
go
to
on.
make sure that you know that the episode was playing loudly from the live stream.
Yes, yes, thank you for doing that, by the way.
No
Um,
problem. I just
but but like I remember like just how beautiful that episode was, because it was not only the fact that Spear had a respect for the life that he takes, which in and of itself that is a very kind of noteworthy and a good thing to show in, you know, within the confines of this show. But I also think that the mammoths themselves were also a pretty good symbol of that, in the sense that they wanted, what was they wanted? They wanted the tusk for their
yeah, they
fallen
wanted the
brother.
tusk. Yeah, they wanted the
And
tusk.
they were willing to fight Spear and Fang for it. And then once Spear realized what was going on, he's like, "Here." And they're like, "Okay, thank you. We're gonna take this and we're gonna do our ritual burial thing with it." And I mean, like, and that was really beautiful to me, because this is a, you know, this is not a human species. You know, this is a species that some people would argue they have no emotions, they have no sentience, and so they're therefore below humans. But you know, I like these kinds of things where it shows, no, you know, this is, you know, it could just be an instinct. You know, someone who wanted to could make that argument, but like, to me, I was just seeing, no, this is our family, and this is how we show respect for the dead, and this is important enough to us that we will risk our lives to make sure that it happens. And again, like, you know, there's so much savagery in this world. There is so much viciousness. There is so much violence. And then you get stuff like this where it's like, but life is still sacred here. Life has meaning and life is important. And I love that. You know, I love that
Yes.
so much.
Yeah, I love how the mammoths aren't they it's like you said, they aren't after Spear and Fang to kill them because of revenge. They understand that's just the circle of life. They understand that. They just wanted the tusk because like, hey man, if you're gonna kill one of our friends out of survival, we might as well just have his tusk. Like, come on, like that's what you at least owe us. Like, come on, man.
Right, right. And so you know, like that was like that's one of those episodes that I would hold up as, you know, this is a very good representation of the important themes in the first season, you know. But I mean, you even get that in the Plague of Madness episode. I think that's number 7. You know,
Even in the night theater.
yeah, yeah, like there's
And
like they need to stop this guy because he is killing just
uh,
randomly and viciously, you know.
what I love doing with the Night Theater and the Plague of Madness is I love comparing and contrasting them because they're
Mhm.
both about creatures that are killing other animals mindlessly just because they can, not out of survival. But the main difference is one of them is doing it because it does it because it wants to. The other
Yep.
one is doing it because of a plague. It's
Yes.
doing it because, and I love comparing. And I think both endings really show the contrast. The Plague of Madness ends with Spear and Fang looking sadly over this gentle titan who was turned into a monster
Yes.
because they know this creature never wanted to hurt anyone. And then in the Night Feeder, they're more like, hell yeah, we just took this guy down because he was evil.
This guy was a bastard and he deserved it. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm gonna take a look at the chat. We've got Tyrannos Senpai here, and he's been commenting.
Serena
So
Senpai!
yeah, he says he's just gonna lurk here for a bit. Mesozoic Mind invited me over to listen while I edit my next video. Obviously, I absolutely love Primal. Well, Tyrannos Senpai, I just want to say thank you for being here and welcome. Um, and yeah, I appreciate your comments. Let's see. I just saw the trailer for part 2 of season 1 on Dangerville's channel, and I got curious. Okay, all right. So I assume that's how you came across Primal for the first
Yeah.
time.
Oh yeah, me and Tyrannos are great guys. He's a great guy. He's my friend.
Oh, I mean, I love his comments. Gendy
Oh yeah.
Tartakovsky set out to not make a kids show when he made
Oh
Primal.
yeah, no.
I think that's worth dissecting a little bit here because yeah, no, I know that a lot of people. I mean, you know, when I was a kid, this definitely was the case. I mean, animation was mostly directed and marketed at kids. Now there were and have always been exceptions. Okay, um, some of the most original animations were of the naughty variety, let's just say. But like, you know, by and large, cartoons, animation, whatever you want to call them, they generally they're very colorful, they are very bright, the characters are usually very cute and outlandish. Animation generally tends to be marketed at kids. Gendy Tartakovsky, when he decided to do this animated show, he was definitely not aiming for kids because in the
He
very
says, "Screw the kitties, let's traumatize them."
yeah, like in the first episode, you get kids getting very obviously and fairly graphically just devoured by dinosaurs. There's all kinds of blood.
The
There's just
first, they're
you know,
technically the first people to be killed.
yeah, yeah, no, absolutely,
The first
absolutely.
people are children.
So
That's
you know, but I really think that in making this animated series that is definitely not a kids show, I'm not going to say that it's just for adults because I would imagine that there are, you know, 8 9 year olds who love dinosaurs enough that are like, yes, no, I want to see this, you know. But
yeah, and then they get traumatized.
hey, you know, if you get traumatized early, you can walk it off later in life. No, I'm
Yeah,
kidding, I'm kidding.
yeah, yeah.
But I mean, like, but I do think, I mean, you know, again, I'm a librarian and I encounter readers of all kind of types and at all age levels too. Okay, I have found I have found like an 11 or even earlier year old who is looking for like the latest Stephen King horror novel, you know? So
Nice.
you cannot tell
Respect.
me, yeah, you cannot tell me that there would not be some like 7, 8, 9 year olds who would not love Primal, even though their parents might not let them watch it, you know? But like, um, I definitely think that in choosing an animated format and then making it as graphic as it ended up being, I mean, it he I really kind of feel, and if I'm wrong and you know it, please feel free to correct me here, but like I really feel like Gendy Tartakovsky was like, you know what, I don't give a damn about age. I don't give a damn about comfort level. I'm going to make a show about this, and I'm going to make it the way that I feel that it would be in this setting. And
I think you might be right.
you can put whatever rating you want on it, but here it is, you know. So I haven't done much reading or looking of the kind of production aspects of Primal. So if you've got any light to shed on that, I would definitely love to hear it. So
Unfortunately, I don't have a lot either, to be honest.
okay.
I'll have to look into that as well. But I do want to go back into what you were saying about the show not being for kids. And I think another reason why I respect the show so much isn't just saying, animation isn't just for kids. It's saying, dinosaurs aren't art just for kids either. And that was kind of what I was saying earlier. Because here's the thing, dinosaurs are normally viewed as kids stuff. Like I remember my uncle, like when I was like a little bit younger, saying, "Aren't dinosaurs for kid stuff?" And I was like, "Oh, screw you, man." Like, he's a good guy. No, he's a good guy. He was just messing with me. And I even remember seeing like a commercial or something for the first Jurassic Park movie where this woman was like, "I think there's like a mixed message here because dinosaurs, which are clearly aimed for a younger audience, is scaring children." I'm like, "Shut up! Like, you don't know
um
what you're talking about."
some
Oh,
material might be marketed at younger kids. But I mean, that's why I
yeah.
loved them in grade school because we got these nice little textbooks that taught us about the dinosaurs, and it was really cool stuff. But yeah, like i- if you lived back then, dinosaurs wouldn't have been for kids, particularly not the meat eaters, you know?
No,
Hell,
it's not
some of
for
the
everyone. You
plant
got
eaters too.
yeah. And I feel like Primal really showed that a little bit. Like, yeah, dinosaurs can be for kids, but they can also be very deadly creatures,
So
and like they can be made for a mature audience.
I don't know why this conversation is triggering this thought with me, but I wanna ask you a question. So you are, I would imagine, a connoisseur of paleo media. So
Yes.
are you familiar with the comic The Far Side?
No, I've never heard of it. What I'm curious
Okay.
though.
Okay, so The Far Side is it's a comic strip, okay? I mean, we're talking like old school newspaper comic strip.
I'm interested.
It was created by, I want to say his name is Gary Larson, I think. Anyways, so the reason I'm bringing this up is because The Far Side, I believe Gary Larson is actually credited with naming, like basically naming a part on a stegosaurus. I think it was like the spikes at the end of the tail, which I don't think had a
Yeah.
formal name. Okay, and
I
you can probably pull this up on the internet somewhere. Okay, but in you see like these cavemen and they're doing like this slideshow on a stegosaurus, and it's called Tarana Senpai just put it in the chat. It's called the Thagomizer,
yeah,
and
that's
the
what it's
reason,
called. Yeah, the Phagomizer.
yeah, and the Thagomizer is called that, they explain, because it took out another caveman by the name of Thag, and and
That's amazing.
apparently paleontologists liked that so much that they basically adopted that name formally
That's that's
as
incredible.
yeah, yeah. You know what? It gives me so much pleasure to be able to share that with you if you weren't aware of it
I
before.
the far it's called the Far Side. I'll have to look that up later.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it.
You can probably
I'm
just
gonna assume it's true
Google,
now.
yeah, you can probably just Google the Far Side and Thagomizer, and it'll probably take you right to that strip.
Uh, Oh,
But
I'm looking it up right now, but like I'm still talking.
that's
I'm looking it
fine.
up. I'm still talking though.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I just we were just talking about the I guess
I
because
found it.
like because of this is an animated show that's not for kids, and then there's like you know comic strips are not animated but they are drawn, so
They're drawn.
maybe my brain was going there, but yeah, there you go, like enjoy that, so
I will.
but yeah,
Uh,
go
I do
ahead.
have another question though about Primal.
Sure.
Hang on, I gotta think. I lost it. Oh, I got it. What is your favorite scene from Primal? Like, is it an action scene? Is it a more calmer scene? What is your favorite scene from the show?
I mean, there are so many really good ones. The ones where they are working together as a team and fighting off like a pack of things. Those are amazing. Like those two become a two entity Avengers team basically at that point, with like, Spear as Captain America and then Fang as the Hulk essentially. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of good calm scenes too. I really like when they just get a break and they find some little tropical paradise nook and they just get to chill for a little bit and just decompress from all of the stress that is inherent in their world. But honestly, if I
And
had
then
to,
God says, like, all right, break's over.
yeah, yeah, exactly, like because you can't have good things that last. But honestly, if I had to just pick one scene, God, honestly, Probably the um probably the scene in the final episode where Mira just kind of like demonstrates she just demonstrates that she is a thinker and starts like when she starts talking to to Spear, and he's just kind of like, uh-huh, uh-huh. I don't know, for some reason I thought that was freaking hilarious because he has probably never had to utilize any kind of an actual language. Seems to communicate through grunts and screams, and he gets his point across very well. But like, it's really funny to see Mira talking to him and very much explaining things in a nuanced way that I can't understand because I don't speak her language. But then, and then him just kind of being like, all right, you know, like I
Yeah.
don't know, like to me that is very funny and kind of one of those like, I guess I had to contend with the novelty of also like, oh my god, he's not the only human type species in this world. And so, it was a lot of fun. And then there was also like when at the very end Mira gets kidnapped and then he finally says a word, he says her name, and I was, it's just like, oh, that's that's like tragic and also really sweet. So
Yeah. But don't worry, season two, well, is it still exists. Yeah.
I mean, I figured as much, but
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm looking forward to season two. I think that for those of you that are new to
Oh,
the channel or anything, I do watch along streams where you're basically just seeing the camera on me and I'm reacting to the show, but you have the opportunity to play the show and kind of follow along if you wish to do so. And I do save those streams on a playlist and everything, and the hope is to eventually make reaction videos out of them someday. But on Fridays, what I've been doing is I've been watching a season of the Spider-Man animated series from the 90s, and then I'll usually take a break and watch something else. And that's how Mesozoic Mind here got me to watch Primal. And so
Yeah.
we're gonna move on to season 3 of the Spider-Man animated series next Friday, and then probably about 4 Fridays from that, after that's done, we're gonna go back to Primal, and we're gonna go to season 2. Like I'm not even putting it to a vote. We're just gonna go there because
Yeah. No, good idea. That's
partially because I know there's only 2 seasons right now, so you know.
and also because it's just so damn good.
No, yeah, no, I mean it really is, and I've again very pleased at what we you know what I watched from that season. So so I guess without getting into spoilers for season 2, um i- can you I guess can you let me know in terms of some themes, kind of like we discussed here for season 1, like what are some of the dominant themes in season 2 that we might be able to expect you know, as I
So
move into it.
all right. So basically, and just to be clear, Tarana Senpai, I'm sure you won't, but just in case, don't spoil season 2. Okay, just don't. I know you won't, but I gotta make it clear. All right, this guy has to watch it. But basically, what you can expect is the continuation of Found Family, a little bit of the respect of life, and some new ones. I think season 2 will kind of explore a little bit more about inner primal, about like the urgency of to survive and
Okay.
like how that can affect anyone. And I think without spoilers, there's a very unique and special episode that explores that. And it's a very
Okay.
good episode. It's very different, but I think you'll like it.
Okay. All right. Well, good. I mean, I was already looking forward to it, but hearing that, I'm just like, okay, all right, let's do this, you know. So,
Yeah.
um, but um, but yeah, no, this really was like I was how to put this. So when you've suggested that I watch something, or you show up for something that I decide to do a watch along to, Mesozoic, like you've never done anything to kind of suggest that you have bad taste in media. Like so far, everything that you've condoned, I've been pretty happy with. But even so, like when I was watching Primal, I was just still kind of not ready for how good it was and how quickly it got how good it was. So watching the show has been a real treat, and so I just kind of want to say, like, thank you for suggesting it, and then
Oh,
you know when
no
I
problem.
yeah, and when I put it out, everyone who voted for, I mean, it just ran away with the vote. I don't know if you went and got your friends and told them all to vote, which if you did, thank you. You know,
And
I don't.
it's just a popular show, man. It's just
Yeah,
so good.
but yeah, no, this was a great show. Is there anything else that you want to say about the show? Anything that you want to ask before we kind of wrap it up here? Or yeah, like I'll just kind of leave the mic open to you for the moment.
All I can say is Primal is just one of my favorite shows as of right now, outside of Hasbin Hotel and Chaos Fury. They are these are just some. This is just a very good show of what it can do without having main characters talk and just show a very dangerous and primal world. It has things I absolutely love. It has dinosaurs, it has prehistoric creatures, and honestly, I recommend it to anyone who's a fan of, paleo media, animation, or just good stories in general. Like
I mean,
you don't even
go
oh,
ahead.
like you don't even need to know a single thing to know about dinosaurs to love this show. I mean, I know, like my dad watched it and he liked it. It's just so good.
Yeah, and I mean, and you said good stories, which is kind of that's how you grab me. If you can convince me that something has a good story and I watch it and it turns out to have a good story, I don't care. Um, I didn't watch westerns for the longest time. Oh, we just got a subscribe from Razor Rex. Thank you so much. I hope
Oh,
you
no, Razor Rex!
yay, you know
Hey,
him?
Oh yeah, he's my friend.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Um, I think the way that I've got my live stream set up, it's going to be like 5 minutes before he can comment in the chat. So we'll try to stick around in case he wants to comment. But yeah, like I didn't watch westerns for the longest time, and honestly, I think it was because my stepdad watched them, and when I was a kid, there was like one TV in the house, and he was always watching westerns on it, and I didn't want to watch westerns. I wanted to watch cartoons or something, and so I
Yeah,
developed this
I
I
get it.
developed this instinctive reaction against westerns. And then in college, I watched The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. And I don't know if you've seen that. If you haven't,
I have not.
I highly recommend it. It's very good. John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart are in it, and I was really kind of compelled by the emotional storytelling and everything. And so like I've seen several westerns since then, that I've just been like, this is like, I don't know, have you seen Tombstone?
No, I don't watch lot of westerns to be honest.
I mean, I don't either, but basically my point is, good story. I don't care what the genre is, you know.
Yeah,
You could
like
you could
eh,
hell, Godzilla minus one. Okay, you were
Godzilla Minus
there.
One is so good.
You were there when I watched that and cried, which I
I
was not
cried.
expecting. I was not expecting a kaiju film to make me
Eh,
cry and feel things, you know. So
don't worry. I cried when I watched this. Watched it. Um, Tyranno Senpai cried when he did the live stream of it. No offense, you cried on stream, Tyranno. So I'm not judging. I'm just saying I cried. You cried.
hey, no
Spidey
judgment.
cried. We
No
all
judgment.
cried.
Yeah, no judgment at
No
all.
judgment.
So, but yeah, no, if you can convince me that something has a good story, I will give it a shot. And if I think it has a good story, I, I don't care about the genre. I will watch the whole thing, you know. So so yeah, no. If the story is good, I don't care. I will watch it. So,
I just got a message. Razor Rex won't be able to join the stream, but I'm
okay.
so grateful he subscribed to you.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Thanks to everyone who subscribes. And really, I mean, to those of you that are here chatting, I know I'm only occasionally looking at the chat and reading, but like I am reading it, and I do appreciate the engagement and you guys sounding off with your thoughts and insights. In fact, let me go ahead and see if I can play a little bit of catch up. Spear is a simple man. You grunt and feed him meat, and he is happy.
Pretty
you
much.
you are very, yeah, no, I totally
Same
see
thing with
that.
Fang, honestly. You give her grubs, she's happy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, humans in general are like that. You feed us, we're generally pretty happy. I
I
won't.
get hangry, so I get it.
Oh yes, yes. I won't spoil it, but get ready to eat your heart out in episode 2. Did he mean season 2
Oh,
or episode
yeah,
two?
season two.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, season two. Episode two of season two. Yeah, trust me,
Okay.
you're gonna eat your heart a lot out in
Oh
that
God.
season.
Okay.
It-
I'll keep it
it's
in
gonna be
mind.
tough. It's gonna be tough.
Best Fish, which welcome to the channel, says that he's really hoping Primal is a pioneer for animation. He's so excited for season 3. And we don't have any idea when that's coming out, right?
No
It's
idea. We just
okay.
know that it's in production, but it's doing very good. So I'm hoping for at least like a late 2025 or an early 2026 release, but it could take a few years. But we'll wait and see.
Okay. All right, that's fair. But yeah, no, this was this was a good show, and I am definitely looking forward to season 2. I hope those of you that are here tonight, if you're interested, will join us next Friday, because Mesozoic has been around when I've been watching the Spider-Man animated series, and those are fun.
Oh, they're fun.
But
I love making fun of them.
yeah, we'll probably, because I think it's like another 14 episodes, so we'll probably divide that up over about 4 weeks. and then once that's done, we'll jump back into Primal with season 2. So feel free to join us for those. You can find the original watch-alongs on the playlists on my channel. I really do appreciate it. And again, like, show up. Let me know what you guys think. I always enjoy these, and Mesozoic Mind here was the one that kind of proposed doing this discussion, and
Yeah.
I'm really glad he did, because I'd had another friend of mine, the one, my
The
editor.
guy who edits the X-Men
Yeah, the
videos.
the the only reaction video for X-Men that is up right now, he's my editor. He suggested, he's like, when you're done watching like a show or a season of a show, you should do a video where you do like kind of a review and analysis of that season. And I was like, oh, that's a really good idea. And then I promptly forgot about it. So when Mesozoic suggested this after watching the first season of Primal, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's the thing that I should be doing." That my friend suggested. So like, if anyone else decides that they want to come and hang out and watch these shows, and then maybe at the end of a season do like kind of guest star in a stream with me where we talk about the season, that would
Yeah,
be
I,
awesome.
I love having my friends. Yeah, I would love if we can do more than one person, like two more than two person. Like maybe we can get some friends on board. I would love to
That'd be
chat with
great.
you and Lewis. Lewis, like I love Lewis films. He's a great Spider-Man guy. But
He really
yeah,
is.
yeah. But I would love to talk about season 2 of Primal when you get a chance to watch that. And I definitely want to talk about. And I would like to try and watch Godzilla. I would like to try and discuss Godzilla -1 someday. We don't not anytime soon, but I would love to do that.
Oh, that would be fun. That would be like,
Yeah.
because I watched that one not too long ago, and so I don't know. Let's just shoot for like before the end of the year. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
What you
All
said?
right.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Oh, I was just saying, just shoot for the end of do something with Godzilla -1 before the end of the year. So,
Yeah. Yeah. We'll try to do something Godzilla -1 related before the end of the year.
okay. But I think this is probably a good place to wrap that up. Do you have any final thoughts about Primal or anything? I really loved it, and thanks again for recommending it to me.
All I can say is no problem. But all I can say is if someone is watching this and they have yet to see Primal, all I can say is this: watch it or I'm stealing your liver. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm not gonna actually harvest organs, but yes, please, it's so good. Watch it.
And I will go as far to say, as if like Mesozoic said a little bit earlier, if you like dinosaurs, if you just like good storytelling, Primal is worth a watch. I mean, one episode is 22 minutes. Just watch that first episode, and hopefully you'll be addicted after that. And if not, well, it's 20 minutes
Then
of
I'm
your life,
stealing your liver.
Then he's stealing
No,
your
no.
liver. So
No.
all right. Well, Mesozoic, thank you so much for this little discussion. I really enjoyed it, and I certainly hope that those who tuned in enjoyed it as well. And this is great. I can't wait to do it again.
Oh, oh yeah, this was a lot of fun. I'm so glad to join your channel for a moment just to chat with you. Hopefully bring in some newcomers, some old comers, and yeah, and hopefully this can spark some interest.
I appreciate it, and I mean, like, I'm looking at the numbers in the chat, and also just in the stream, and we're doing a lot better than a lot of my other stream averages. So that's awesome. So,
Really?
oh yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
I mean, again, I'm
Well,
I'm I'm small
I kind of
potatoes.
advertised
So,
this a little bit.
well,
I
thank
kind
you.
of advertised this a little bit. Yeah,
Well,
no
thank you.
problem.
I appreciate it. So, um, let's see. Mesozoic and I are gonna stay on for a bit after this, but right now I'm gonna go ahead and just get to the end of the stream. So, thanks to
All right.
everyone who joined us. I really do appreciate it. Take care. This is Spidey Librarian, and go ahead.
Goodbye.
and Mesozoic Mind. And until my next stream or upload, I'll be wishing you a good day. Bye.
Later.